Babe, are you still out with the girls?
Yeah, we're at that new wine bar downtown. Why? Everything okay?
I mean, mostly. Larry's just acting a bit off is all.
Aw, poor thing.
Yeah, I let him outside about an hour ago for his usual business. The thing is, when he came back in, he just walked straight to the corner of the living room. And he's been sitting there ever since, just staring at me.
Oh, I see. Maybe he's just tired? Or could he be upset about something?
No, that's not it. I've been watching him for the past hour. He hasn't moved a single muscle.
Dogs do that sometimes when they're concentrating or listening for something.
Carrie, I'm serious. This isn't normal. I started counting the time between his blinks because something felt off about the way he was looking at me.
And?
He's not blinked once since he came in, and he's been here for an hour.
Are you certain? All animals have to blink at some point. You must have missed it.
I haven't looked away once. His eyes are completely dry and bloodshot, but he won't close them, not even for a second.
Phil, that doesn't sound right. Maybe he's having some kind of seizure or neurological episode?
Look at this. Does this look normal to you?
Christ. His posture looks so rigid, and those eyes...
Right? It's like he's not even Larry anymore. Just some kind of thing wearing his body.
Don't say stuff like that. But seriously, you need to take him to the emergency vet. This could be a medical emergency.
You think so?
Absolutely. Dogs don't just stop blinking. That could indicate brain damage or poisoning or some kind of infection.
Okay, you're right. I'll get him in the car right now. The 24-hour clinic on Maple should still be open.
Good. Keep me posted. I can leave here and meet you there if you need me to.
No, stay with your friends. I can handle this. Probably just ate something he shouldn't have.
Probably, but still, better safe than sorry.
Agreed. All right, let me go get his leash. I'll text you from the vet. Carrie, I can't find Larry.
Huh? But he was just sitting in the corner like 5 minutes ago.
That's just it. I went to get his leash from the closet. And then when I came back to the living room, he was gone.
Maybe he went to his bed or outside through the doggy door.
I've checked everywhere. His bed, the kitchen, the basement, all his usual spots. He's nowhere in the house.
Did you check outside?
That's where I'm heading now. But Carrie, I feel super uncomfortable though. He was completely catatonic just 5 minutes ago. How could he just vanish like that?
I don't know, honey. Maybe whatever was wrong with him passed, and he got up and wandered off while you weren't looking?
Maybe. Let me check the backyard. Oh God, Carrie.
What? What is it?
He's dead.
What? That can't be right. You just saw him inside.
There's blood everywhere. He's just lying there in a pool of it.
Phil, this doesn't make sense. How can he be dead outside when he was just in the living room?
I don't know. I don't understand what's happening.
Maybe it's not Larry. Maybe it's some other dog that got into our yard.
No, it's him. It's definitely Larry. I can see his collar and that white patch on his ear.
But then, what was sitting in our living room? What were you looking at for the past hour?
Wait, I hear footsteps.
Footsteps? Where?
On the stairs. Someone's coming up the stairs.
Huh? I'm still at the wine bar, though. You're supposed to be alone.
I know, but I can hear footsteps coming up the stairs toward the bedroom.
Phil, get out of there. Get out of the house right now. Phil? Phil?
Good morning, Mrs. Patterson. This is Detective Mauser with the Millbrook Police Department. I'm following up on the report you filed 3 days ago.
Oh, hi, Detective. Thank you for getting back to me. I wasn't sure anyone was taking it seriously.
We take all reports seriously, ma'am. I have your statement here, but I need to ask some follow-up questions. Is now a good time?
Yes, absolutely. I'm staying at my sister's place right now, so I have time to talk.
Good. Now, in your initial report, you mentioned that your husband Phil contacted you about your dog acting strangely, and then he found the dog deceased in your backyard. But then he stopped responding to your messages altogether.
That's correct, yes. He sent me a photo of Larry's body covered in blood, and then said someone was in the house. After that, nothing.
And what happened when you returned home that evening?
When I got to the house, I used my key to get in, and I found both Phil and Larry sitting on the living room couch.
Both of them were alive?
Well, they were breathing, if that's what you mean. But they were just sitting there staring at the TV, which wasn't even turned on, might I add.
Were they responsive when you walked in?
They both turned to look at me at the exact same time, and they smiled, but neither of them said a word. Not a hello, not an explanation, nothing. Just these blank, wide smiles.
That must have been unsettling.
Detective, it was goddamn terrifying. Phil has never been the type to just sit quietly. He's always talking or moving around, and Larry usually runs to greet me when I come home.
So what did you do next?
I asked Phil what the hell had happened, why he'd stopped answering his phone, where Larry's body had gone, all the obvious questions, etc.
And his response?
He just tilted his head at me like he was confused and asked, "What do you mean?" Like nothing had happened at all.
Did he remember sending you the messages about the dog?
He claimed he'd been sitting on the couch with Larry all day and watching TV. He acted like I was the crazy one for asking.
What about Larry's injuries? In the photo you showed us, there appeared to be significant blood.
That's the thing. Larry looked completely fine. No wounds, no blood, perfectly healthy. But his behavior was just as wrong as Phil's.
How so?
I'm sending you a screenshot from our home security system. This was taken about 20 minutes after I left that night.
Jesus, how long have they been sitting like that?
That's just it, Detective. They haven't moved at all since I left 2 days ago.
You're saying they've been in that exact position for 48 hours?
Yep, same position, different day. No bathroom breaks, no food, no water, nothing.
Mrs. Patterson, this is extremely concerning. Have you tried calling Phil directly?
Of course I have. His phone rings and rings, but he never answers. I've probably called him 50 times.
What about going back to the house?
I drove by yesterday morning. I could see them through the front window, still in the exact same position. Detective, something is very wrong with my husband.
I need to ask about the dog's body. In your original report, you mentioned Phil found Larry deceased in the backyard. Where is that body now?
I have no idea. When I went around back that night to check, there was nothing there. No body, no blood, nothing.
Nothing at all.
Well, the grass looked a little darker in that spot, like something had been there, but whatever it was gone by the time I got there.
Could Phil have moved it before you got home?
I guess that's possible. But then how was Larry alive and sitting on the couch? And why won't Phil explain what happened?
Mrs. Patterson, I'm going to be honest with you. This situation is unlike anything I've encountered before. I think we need to do a welfare check on your husband.
Please do. This isn't the man I married. And that thing that looks like Larry, it's not my dog.
Excuse me, but what do you mean by that thing?
Larry has this little scar above his left eye from when he was a puppy and ran into a fence. The dog on my couch doesn't have that scar.
You're certain about this?
Absolutely certain. I've stared at that scar for 8 years, and now it's gone.
Mrs. Patterson, I need you to stay with your sister for now. Do not go back to that house under any circumstances. We're going to send a unit over there this afternoon.
Thank you, Detective. Please be careful, though. Whatever's happening there, it's not natural.
What makes you say that?
Look.
Jesus Christ. We'll take it from here, ma'am. Shaw, we've got another one.
Another missing dog case?
Worse. This time it's not just the dog.
What do you mean?
I just finished interviewing Carrie Patterson. Her husband Phil called her 3 days ago saying their dog Larry was acting strange. Then he found the dog dead in their backyard. After that, Phil went completely silent.
Okay, so far this sounds like our usual pattern. Dead dog get reported, then a replacement appears. What's different this time?
When Carrie got home, she found both Phil and the dog sitting on their couch. Both alive, both acting completely wrong.
The husband too? Christ, Mauser. They're escalating.
It gets worse. They've been sitting in the exact same position for 48 hours straight. No movement, no food, no bathroom breaks. Just sitting there staring at a blank TV screen.
Jesus.
The wife is staying with her sister now. She's terrified to go back. And honestly, I don't blame her.
So we've gone from just dogs to people now? How many cases does that make total?
12 confirmed dog disappearances in the past month, 7 confirmed replacements that families have reported, and now 1 human replacement.
That we know of at least.
Exactly. Shaw, what if some of the other families have been replaced too? What if they just haven't realized it yet? Or what if they have realized it, but the replacements are answering their phones?
You're saying we could be looking at a much larger infestation?
I'm saying we need to consider that possibility, yes.
Crap. The Morrison family stopped returning our calls 2 days ago. We assumed they just didn't want to be bothered anymore.
When was the last time anyone actually saw them in person? And considering that this was the last image of their dog, Jackson, I think it's clear what could have happened to them.
Good point. I'll check with the neighbors. But Mauser, if this thing is spreading to humans now...
I know. We're in uncharted territory here.
What about the Hendricks family? Their dog Bella went missing last week. They said she came back but was acting different.
We should do welfare checks on all of them, today.
Agreed. But Mauser, we still don't have any of the original bodies. No physical evidence of what's happening to the real animals, or now. The real people.
The Patterson case might change that. Carrie said the spot where her husband saw Larry's body had darker grass, like something had been buried there.
It's worth investigating, but we need to be careful. If whatever these things are can replace humans too.
They could replace us.
Exactly. We need backup, and we need to warn people.
I've been thinking about that. The chief keeps saying we don't have enough evidence to cause a public panic. But after today's interview,
We have enough, more than enough.
I think it's time we release the warning tapes.
The ones from the federal consultant?
Yeah, the emergency broadcast system protocols. People need to know how to identify these things.
The chief is going to lose his mind.
Better than losing our town. Shaw, if these things can replace people now, we're not dealing with a missing pets case anymore. We're dealing with an invasion.
I'm looking at the first warning tape right now. Pretty straightforward for the animal identification.
What about the human protocols?
That's where it gets complicated. Jesus, though. This whole situation really makes my skin crawl. You really think we should broadcast these? Once we do, there's no going back. People are going to panic.
Shaw, 12 families in our town have reported their dogs acting strangely. Now we have human replacement. How many more people need to disappear before we act?
You're right. It's just, this is so far outside normal police work.
Nothing about this situation is normal. We're not equipped to handle body snatching entities, but we can warn people.
The third tape covers what people should do if they suspect replacement. These instructions could save lives.
Then we broadcast them. All 8 clips, starting tonight.
What about the chief?
I'll handle the chief. After we do the welfare checks this afternoon, if we find more replacements, he'll have to authorize the broadcast.
And if we don't find any more?
Then we broadcast them anyway. Shaw, Carrie Patterson's life may have been saved because she trusted her instincts. How many other people are going to ignore the warning signs?
Good point. All right, I'm in. Let's do the welfare checks first. Then we warn the public.
Agreed.
Mom, I miss them so much. Phil and Larry. I keep thinking about how things used to be.
Oh, sweetheart, I know. This whole situation is just unimaginable. But you're safe at your sister's, right?
I'm safe, yeah. But Mom, those things in my house, they're not Phil and Larry, which means the real versions have to be somewhere else.
What do you mean?
I mean, if those are copies or replacements or whatever they are, then my actual husband and dog are still out there somewhere. Maybe hurt, maybe trapped, maybe...
Carrie, honey, don't torture yourself with these thoughts. The police are investigating. They'll figure this out.
But what if they don't figure it out in time? What if Phil and Larry are suffering somewhere while I'm sitting here doing nothing?
You're not doing nothing. You're staying safe. That's exactly what you should be doing.
I just feel so helpless and guilty, like I abandoned them.
You didn't abandon anyone. You recognized that something was wrong and you got yourself to safety. That was smart.
But what if I was wrong? What if Phil was just sick or confused? What if I left my husband when he needed me most?
Carrie, you described their behavior. Sitting motionless for 48 hours is not what they'd do if it were actually them. You made the right choice, leaving those things.
Emergency broadcast system, adding participants to critical safety information channel.
What is this?
I didn't sign up for any emergency alerts.
Is this about the power outage earlier?
Attention residents, the following information is vital for your safety. Please watch all clips in sequence.
Dog out into the backyard, and seconds later he's sitting inside the house, but you never opened the door. Do not touch him.
Holy freaking crap. This is exactly what happened to Phil.
What the?
Is this some kind of joke?
Mary, John, this isn't a joke. This is exactly what I've been dealing with.
You never heard him come in. No footsteps, no sound, but there he is, sitting perfectly still in the hallway, just staring at you.
Carrie, is this about what happened at your house?
Yes, but how does the EBS know about it?
And why are we getting these messages? I get we're your neighbors, but this seems unnecessary to get us involved.
You stuck with slow and manual code reviews? Meet CodeRabbit, your AI-powered code review companion. Fix defects with AI review